Instant Pot's Vortex 6 air fryer. And if you ask me, it's what I call a standalone air fryer. It bakes and does some other things, but pretty much it's an air fryer that Instant Pot just came out with, and I can find very little online about it. So I got someone in mind that needs this, so I bought it. And I'm going to show my subscribers who mainly have Instant Pot pressure cookers. I think this might work real well for the browning feature, and I think it's going to look pretty good on the counter. Not going to take up a lot of room. But anyhow, we're fixing to unbox this. I'm going to unbox it. I'm not going to unbox on video. I'll bring you back and show you anything I find in there that I think you need to know while I'm unboxing it. I'm going to show you the artwork on the side of the box and what they claim and what they say. And then we're going to cook some French fries in it, because as you know, my main test for an air fryer is golden crinkles from Ore-Ida. So that's what we're going to do, 2 pounds, because I've already read enough to know that's what it claims it'll do. Now, I've got a little more information I've found online. I'm going to discuss that also. But anyhow, I'm John Sanders, also known as Jelly 007. So let's see what the new Instant Vortex 6, that's the model number, Vortex 6. Let's see what it'll do. Okay, so here is the box and what they show on the side. I'm only going to show the English. Here's some, I think it's French. But it says Instant Pot app, download and access original, and I've already done that, and I've looked, and this unit is not listed on the app. Customizable programs, remember preferred cooking times and temps, ready to cook with little to no preheating, non-stick basket, easily or washes easily, and countertop friendly. And that's part of the thing I do like about it. You can see it is a small footprint, and then it fits under most cabinets. Next would be the French side. All right, again, I'm not sure what language it is. Roast, bake, air fry, and reheat. All very neat features. The reheat, honestly, I use it more than I thought I would on most of my other stuff. Vortex air fryer serves up to 4-in-1 air roast bake reheat. Healthy, tasty, deep fried flavor, little oil, large capacity. Air fry basket fits a 4-pound chicken or a bag of fries. Well, when I read that at the store, I researched a little further, and it does state somewhere, I don't even remember where I found it, but I found it stated a 2-pound bag of fries. So that is what I have. Now here's anything else that might matter. This is what's included, this cooking tray. This is what they're talking about right here. And it has a direction it has to go, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And it's got just normal, common descriptions of what you get in here. Helping kitchen, blah, 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 Instant Pot Appliance, or instantappliances.com. And then I'm going to register it right there by scanning that QR code. Other than that, one other thing I think, I'll show you the top, just so you'll see it, but the other thing is right here. This is probably more as important as anything, might be the most important. It's the model Vortex 6. It's 1700 watts, and of course it's 120 US. I don't know if they make any other versions, but 6 quart, it's 12 pounds, and there's your measurements. So if you need to know where you want to put it, if it's going to fit, there they are. And again, the model's a Vortex 6. So it's really hard to find anything online about it. I did find although it wasn't on the app, I did find it here, and it's a Walmart. I'm assuming it's a Walmart exclusive. That is where I found it. I went to the area and looked where I bought the other because they've been putting the other Vortex Plus on sale, the toaster oven I reviewed earlier. You can look back and see where I reviewed the larger toaster-like oven thing they have, or with the rotisserie and all. And I went to where it was because I wanted to see how cheap they were down to, or how they had low, because they've been putting them on sale across the country. And when I got there, I saw this, and I said, so what is that? You know, I just didn't know. So I got to looking, and it was, as far as I know, it's a brand new appliance. So anyhow, like I said, it is, I feel positive it's a Walmart exclusive, $99. You can get a protection plan, blah, blah, blah. Here's your latest generation air fryer that fries, roast, bakes, reheats. Here's where I found the 2 pounds, I think. Air fry basket large enough to fit a 2-pound bag of fries or a 4-pound chicken. So, and it's got some 8 simple touch controls and all. Now, one thing I do want to say, I have not found anything about this anywhere, and it's this right here. If you notice, there's 2 versions, but there was only this version at the Walmart I was at. This one, if I'm not mistaken, you see it has some different controls. If you notice right here, it has a couple of extra buttons. And, you know, I don't know if this one has dehydrate. I don't think it does. But I did read something about one of them does proofing, like proofing bread and dehydrating. So that's enough explanation of it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. As a matter of fact, I'll show you this right here. And I have not plugged it in and I have not turned it on. But here's the pan. So it's a pretty good sized pan. And here's the, what do they call it on there? The tray or something. This is the part that comes with it. And if you notice, just in case you end up with one of these and you're having a little bit of trouble, you barely can see them, but it has arrows embossed in this plate. And then if you look right here, it has an arrow embossed in the pan. So that means you put those arrows should go pointing in the same direction. And there's how it ends up, and it has a little lift lever here where you can get it out of there, because it's a pretty tight fit. So we're about to read some directions, and I'm glad I pulled that out. As a matter of fact, there's something you might want to know, because I've already pulled this out once, and I did not notice that. So I'm going to see if you can see what I'm talking about. I think you can. There's a piece of cardboard under that fry basket. I didn't see it the first time. Now I may have before I used it, but I didn't see it to start with. But I'll say this, hey, it feels good. It's got a good feel to it. You can see it's not dragging across the counter when I open and close the basket. And I'll be honest with you, I have not been a fan of this type air fryer for quite a while. I'm not big on the basket because some of them are flimsy. Well, this one feels good. So, well, but anyhow, we're about to get it started. I'm going to plug it in, get it lit up. We're going to do a preheat test on it, and then 2 pounds of fries. Okay, so I wanted to show you the back of it, which is, it looks almost like this will come off, but if it will, I can't get it off. It's got a little standoff, I think it is, more than a handle. It's not a handle. It doesn't appear to be to me. And here's the data tag. This kind of repeats what it said on the box, tells the wattage and the model number. But what we're going to do is plug it in for the first time, and there's what it does. Goes into off. Now, I did find a procedure for initial test run, and I'm going to try and keep it as short as sweet as possible. But the first thing it says is remove all packaging material from in and around the air fryer as well as inside the cooking chamber. So, you know, I didn't see that piece of cardboard in the beginning, but had I followed those instructions, maybe when I pulled it out, I would have looked there. Now, there was other cardboard inside the basket that's inside that box now, but I mean, it was obvious. When I pulled it out, it was easy to see, but as you know, I didn't see the one under it. Place the air fryer on a stable level surface, and it says, I'm going to jump to what I think is, leave at least 5 inches of space around the air fryer. And I'm going to say this, I've got air fryers that get hot. At that thing I just showed you on the back, they discharge some pretty hot air. Now, I don't know what this one does yet, but they mean that. You need 5 inches, and I agree. I totally agree. So, you know, don't back it up to your counter. So, read all your maintenance and warranties, read all your safety and everything about it. So it says all that. Now the first thing we have to do here is connect the power, and then it wants us to remove the air fry basket and chamber. Then it wants us to put the tray in, which we already have, insert it back in, and then we're going to select Smart Program Air Fry. And then we're going to touch a temp and set it to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then touch time and use a dial to 20 minutes. So we're going to touch air fry, and that was a real light touch I just did. Let's see now. We're learning together, I'm promising you. There's 20 minutes there. Temp, 400. And then I'm assuming we are to hit start. Touch start. It is up and running. And then it says touch the time or temp key to select the desired setting. Then use a dial to adjust the cooking time at any time during the cooking. Now that's important, because like a lot of times you want to change something Well, you can while you're cooking. I'm trying to think of something else I ran across that you need to know. When it gets preheated, it's going to say add food, just like, I think it's the Vortex that does that. The other rotisserie style Vortex I have, I'm pretty sure it does. I'm not positive. But then initial test, do not add food to the air fry basket. We're not going to. When cooking may be added, it reheat as you desire. And I'm kind of getting lengthy with this. Display changes. Okay, carefully remove. Once it says add food, just like the other one, you got to pull a basket out and reinsert it. And then that will start it to cooking. And that lets you know you put your food in after it preheated. And then partway through the smart program, the air fryer base beeps and says turn food. Well, and I read this part. If you don't turn your food, if you want to, you can open it, turn your food, close it back, and that message will go away. But if you don't, it will go away anyhow in 10 seconds if I understand what they have written right there correctly. So we're going to do that part. I think that is pretty much the end. Now, that wasn't the last page because we got to go all the way to when it's ended, but we'll do that, and we got plenty of time. Okay, well, 1 minute remains. The count will count down in seconds, and then end will be displayed. And then there's some other things here to tell you, and I'm getting lengthy on this. But here's our French fry cooking table and the other cooking table, and this is pretty important, so I'm going to slow down here. Frozen French fries, well, right there it is. I'll just put it there. You can look at it. I'm going to hold it there just a second. You can even pause the video and look at this better. But what we're going to be doing is thick cut frozen fries, 16 to 20 minutes at 385 and we're at Fahrenheit, and we're going to shake part way through. Okay, there's your add food. So all you got to do is put it out and it assumes you have added your food now. Close it back, and this when it starts counting and starts cooking your food. But this is the only recipe I can find in this box. If there's any other, I don't know. And it does have chicken wings, but it does not have frozen chicken wings, and that's okay. But and I think that'll be great if you're using it with an Instant Pot pressure cooker. If you ask me, that is a big deal to have to. If you've got somewhere to, once you cook your frozen chicken wings in your pressure cooker, transfer them to here, and then brown them here. And I think that'll be the most useful feature this will have, is helping out browning items. And then it'll also work as an air fryer and all, but it'll help browning items that came out of your pressure cooker. So I know I'm getting along with this, and I'm sorry. We're going to cook some French fries in just a second, but there, in case you didn't see it all, again, pause and look at anything you want to see. Here's something else if you want to know that, and that just tells you how long each function does and its limits. So anyhow, now you know. We're going to let this count down all the way. I'm going to let it run all the way before we do any cooking in it. Be back. Okay, so we're coming up on where I'm assuming it's going to tell us to turn the food. And I've been doing a little testing here. And I was able to get 175 degrees right at the discharge point. And I'm not going to try and get it there again. That was the highest number I was able to get. And then as I moved it back to the 5 inches, it dropped all the way to 125. But I don't think that's the only advantage. It's not just the heat you're allowing it to do when it's 5 inches back. It allows the unit to breathe. You know, you're not restricting the discharge air. So right now at about, I'd say that's probably 5 inches right there. 121, 123 or so. And I honestly kind of holding this was going to tell us to turn the food, but evidently it does not at 10 minutes. So maybe there's something I read wrong, just for the record, because I would have assumed at 10 minutes it would have told me to turn that food. So I'll try and look into if I did something wrong that caused it not to, or if it comes up in a minute, I'll bring you back. But anyhow, okay, so it still hasn't give me that message of turned food. But just for the record, I do want to clear up that it's possible that. But anyhow, you see, here's what it says, only on air fry and roast. Well, I'm in air fry. Now, the only thing that may have happened is I did walk away to get this, and maybe that's when it gave that message, and then I was gone for more than 10 seconds, and it continued to cook. So I just wanted to clear that up. I'm not sure it did that, but it's the only thing I can, it either didn't do it, or that's what happened. So now you know. Okay, there it went. If you saw that, I barely caught it because I barely got back to the camera to turn it on. So at 6 minutes on a 20-minute cook is when it told me to turn the food. So it does do it. It just did it at a different time than I expected. So now you know. At 17 minutes into the cook, I wanted to show, and a lot of times people want to know, what kind of temps I'm seeing, because this right here is really cool. It is nowhere near warm. In fact, you're going to take my word on the reading. Well, I can do that. I'm getting 95 degrees right there. On the sides, trying to find any warm spots. I did get 114 on that side right there. Let's see here if I can get out of the way of the camera. Maybe I could show you this one as I run it up and down it. But pretty much right there, I'd say my hot was 103.8. And in the back, I'm going to put my hand on it, see if I can find a spot to actually check that might be warmer than something else. Okay, so hard for you to know exactly where I'm aiming this, but it's about 1 inch below that vent, and I did see a 144 is the highest number I got, and that was a ½ inch or so below that vent. But as far as the back of the unit, the way down low, 106.5. So, you know, again, now the basket, that's a little warm. 140, you know, nothing drastic though. And I just like to add all this to a review because it doesn't help. You can see it did change to seconds as it claimed, and it changes to seconds when it gets to a minute. But as far as the counter or my countertop being warm, ice cold, or not ice cold, but room temperature, 76 degrees, and I ran my hand around it, and that is what it is all the way around. So we're going to watch it end just for the fun of it, and I don't know of anything else I can put out there. The vent, again, as long as you leave it room to breathe, I don't see any problem with the temperatures we saw on the back of that. But again, leave it room to breathe. There you go. There it is ended. And that's how long it ran the fan. So it kind of gives you an idea how quiet it is also. I did find somewhere, I'll have to find it again. I think it was every 30, or no, it does something every, oh, here we go. If the door's not open, the air fryer will remind you that the food is ready after 5, 30, and 60 minutes. So in 5 minutes, it's going to do that beep again, I'm assuming, and then in 30, and then in 60. But anyhow, there's the inside, what it looks like. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit, just because. And then we're going to cook those French fries. Now let me see if you can see those. I think you can. I could probably change a little light on that and make it a little better. But you can see the presets and the settings: bake, reheat, temp, time, roast, and air fry. And as I said, if you want to, you got to be in a mode evidently, but say roast, the temp is as simple as that. And you change it to where you want, and time, same thing. It's common sense and it's easy to use. So anyhow, we'll let that cool down. We're gonna cook some French fries, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here they are. The golden crinkles that I do on almost every air fryer I review, or pretty much I do all of them with this right here. That's my favorite go-to. I think it shows the best. And if you watch my channel, you know all air fryers get that test along with a few others. But we're going to look at this one more time just to make sure. Thick cut fries frozen 16 to 20 minutes at 385 shake part way. All right. And as I found on the Walmart site, not there, but on the Walmart site, it says it would do 2 pounds of fries. Well, this is a 2-pound bag. So we're fixing to preheat it. And then I'm going to open it up, dump those in, and we're going to see how they do. So we got to get it set to 385. And we're probably going to leave it on the 20 minutes. That's fine with me. And the only thing about that is it says 16 to 20, but I just did it where I saw that it didn't tell me to turn it until 6 minutes were left. So we may turn it a little early than when it suggests, in other words, but we'll see. I'm probably going to turn them at 10 minutes. But anyhow, there we go. We're off and running. As soon as that preheats and tells me to add that food, I will do so. Be back then. Okay, there we are. We have the add food message. I'll slide that out. Dump the entire 2 pounds out. We are cooking French fries. So, oh, and by the way, I want to say something. If you see, I've noticed on the camera that has a lot of flickering to it. That's just on the camera. It's a solid, steady, lit display. There's no flickering other than on the camera. If you're looking at it, it doesn't do that. So now you know. Okay, we are at the 10-minute mark, and take my word, the house smells like French fries. So we're going to open them up. I'm going to try it this way first. And this is one of the things. Whoops! One went to the floor. The dogs will love that. This is one of the things that I have trouble with other of this style air fryers. The basket's not sturdy. Well, take my word, that is a very sturdy basket. So we're back up and running. And when somewhere around, I don't know, 5 minutes left, I'm going to pull one out and kind of see how it's doing. But be back then. Okay, so we're at the 5 minutes, and it just switched to 5. I got a feeling we're going to be close enough right now. I'm going to open it up and try and get one out without burning my hand, which I think I'll do it this way. And we're going to temp one. And I'll be honest with you, I look for around 200 degrees. That's what I've always said on French fries to be done. So I'm going to try and go in here to the side. And as you can see, well, I had 201. So I got to look at what I'm doing. And I think, I'm way out the other side. My bad. 199, 197, pull it back. We are spot on. So with 5 minutes left, we're calling those done. And I promise you that 200 degrees, they're going to carry over a little bit right now. And 200 degrees is pretty close. And that little basket came out, and I'm going to have to get something to get it because it's hot. So I'll do it like this right here. I'll put it back in there like that until I can straighten it out and get the rest of those French fries out. But that basket did fall out, and I did not think about that. You probably should consider that happening. So I'm going to lay it back in there the wrong way just because it's hot right now. That might be the right way. And we're going to cancel our cook. And I think everything's good. Now I like to get salt on them while they're still hot. So we're going to do that. Just sprinkle a little bit of salt. Ooh, I might have went a little heavy right there, but we're going to shake them around so they'll be all right. And we're going to let them cool off just a minute. And like I said, there'll be some carryover cooking. There'll be a little temp climb. In other words, the temperature will go up a little bit. And I think we were right on at the temp we were at. I got a little hard on a couple of them and crushed them, but we're good. Give it about 2 or 3 minutes and I'll be back and we're going to put some on a plate and eat them. Okay, so it's been 4 or 5 minutes and I'll kind of show you what they look like. But I mean, they're French fries, and I mean, if you ask me, they're the way I like French fries, and you know how you like yours. You run it longer if you want them crispier or whatever, but this right here makes all French fries better, if you ask me, and that is ketchup. And they are spot on, in my opinion. Now here's some of the things. Again, I could find no recipes. There's not any. If there are, I can't find them. And here's their here's what they recommend, or what they show on their Instant Brands website. They got a chicken. It says it'll do a 4-pound chicken that looks like zucchini, and then of course chicken fingers, and looks like sweet potato fries. So I mean, I'm sure it'll do all that, and with no problem. I have no problem with the fries, and I guarantee you I'm not off bad. Here's the their app, which I couldn't find any recipes on here for it either. I just couldn't. Now there's the one I reviewed before, the Vortex Plus with the rotisserie basket and all. And I think this is kind of like a, I don't, you know, they're putting out a lot of product right now. So, you know, that's kind of where I've got caught up in buying a lot of different devices. But again, I think this will work great for someone with a Instant Pot, and it'll give you a place to brown, like I said, chicken wings or whatever. So, you know, you don't have to go to that oven. You don't have to go to your oven. You can do them right here, and you have an air fryer. So, I already said that once, but now I've said it again. But again, these French fries are cooked perfect. But anyhow, I appreciate y'all watching my video, and come back to see me. I'll put my big head somewhere along in here for you to touch and subscribe, and I'll try and put a video out here for you to watch next. But thanks for watching. Y'all come back to see me. Hey, I love y'all all, and y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.